What's hacking? It's quacking, and I am just furious! I don't know what's going on. GameStop just keeps going downhill. They just keep getting worse and worse. I don't understand this whatsoever. Does this look like a physical game that's brand new even though it says new right here? It's not! There's no plastic wrap. See, I can open this game up. What the heck is wrong, GameStop? Why aren't you getting physical magazines anymore? And why does your membership suck so much? Oh. Excuse me there. As you probably can tell, GameStop has gone downhill by quite a bit. I used to respect them quite a bit. I think I've been a member with them for over 10 years, a pro member. And it has changed throughout the years. I remember they used to have like a pro membership, like an upgrade. I think it was like Elite or something like that, where you get like free shipping. Now, yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. And probably due to a lot of different factors of like the cost of living going up and whatnot. But GameStop just progressively, throughout the years, they've been getting worse. And for someone like myself, I didn't really see any problems. It never really affected my area. There was different things, of course, as well, where games would just, be opened up that would sell brand new games when they're clearly not brand new. That someone could have tampered with this or whatnot. And I don't understand why they're selling games with no plastic wrap. Now, I know some people probably are like, oh, it's just plastic wrap, but like, it still is technically lying. And there was a big controversy back in the 2010s with a little fun game called Xenoblade, which thankfully Xenoblade on the Wii is a lot cheaper now. It's really strange looking at that. If you check it right now on your local price charting website, you'll see that it is, I don't know, you can just get like a loose copy for like maybe $20, and that is, dirt cheap compared to what it was going for before. And same thing with like Dokapon Kingdom. All that's, I don't know if GameStop was really involved in that. Wouldn't surprise me if they were. I mean, it's a game they probably were opening up, but I didn't really notice GameStop was doing this with new used games or whatever you want to call it. New games. They were selling new games in used condition until I think it was Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now that being, this of course was the remix that released in November of 2021, and a friend of mine I remember picked up a copy, and he got a Switch game, and there was nothing inside of it. Now of course, thankfully, I have not had that unfortunateness where that happened, but I remember I was like, wait, what the heck? That's supposed to be a brand new game. There's no way there would be used copies of this. I think he got the game like a couple days after it came out, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense about like why are they selling like games like that. Well, fast forward, I guess, like a month later, Shin Megami Tensei 5 came out, and there was a big sale happening at the time. I forget how much I got the game off, but I decided to pick it up because the game had just literally came out, like I think maybe a month prior. And, I got the same thing, Switch. I picked it up, and I was like, well, that's strange. The game is open. I mean, it is used, but, like, I was getting such a big discount that I was thinking to myself, well, I'm not really going to complain there. My friend, on the other hand, he paid the full 60 bones for that game. Because it just came out, and it was used. If I was paying something like that, I probably wouldn't be as, in a tizzy. But as you can see here, I got this game, online from GameStop. Well, I guess you can't see from this, but, just for mentioning it there. And it was opened up. That's kind of a problem. And not just that as well, there's shipping costs as well. So you're paying extra for not just, games that are supposed to be new, but you're also paying for games that are opened up. Why even bother doing it at that point? You might as well just go to your local store. But wait! When you go to your local store, they will ridicule you, and they'll say things like, we don't actually have that game in stock. You could try checking our website where we could, ship it to our store. I don't really know if they charge shipping costs there, but they definitely charge shipping costs when you send it to your home or P.O. box or whatever it may be. And let me tell you, those shipping costs, they rack up, and they want you to spend like $80-something. I wish your pro membership or Elite or whatever, there's some kind of membership that alleviated those shipping costs. But no, it's just insane, just money hog, a lot of the stuff GameStop has now. And not only that, too, GameStop recently decided to stop selling physical copies, or not selling, I should say, but providing physical copies of Game Informers to pro members. And I don't remember if it's called like Pro anymore. It's some new name, which I don't really care what it's called. It's like the plan that succeeded the pro membership. I'm still going to call it that, just kind of like Twitter X, but that's a whole different thing regarding Twitter. We're going to talk about GameStop, and oh boy, maybe it's just as bad in that case with that platform comparison there, or maybe worse in some cases. But GameStop I just don't really understand, like, where do they belong in this day and age? I know there's been a lot of different things, like they try to dip into NFTs, and they got like in the crypto market, stuff like that. You know, there was talks of GameStop dying out in, I think it was 2018. And, you know, now it's 2023. It's essentially, we're right on 2024's doorstep, and GameStop is still around. I have heard more and more locations are liquidating and stuff like that, but it's just odd that, you know, I know there was the big Reddit scandal with the stocks that I guess helped them survive. There was also the latest generation of consoles, which now that's getting old, and of course the Xbox Series S and X, and actually not really the S, more so the X because of physical discs. You know, this is how they stay alive. And of course, PS5s. Now, I have noticed that throughout the years, it just seems like physical game sales have become more and more of a how much money can we make out of this person kind of deal. You know, that was kind of, maybe GameStop started that trend in a way, because I have noticed at other game stores this has happened as well, where you know, GameStop's always been very leery about return policy, but I noticed other game stores decided to catch on with that, and they also were leery about return policies and stuff like that. When, let's say, the game doesn't work, or there's some kind of issue, or maybe you bought a brand new game and there's no game inside of there. You know, that's where, you know, things kind of get really weary at that point. And, you know, it really does kind of throw up in the air, you know, how long is GameStop going to be lasting in this day and age? And you know, in a way, I hate saying this, I almost feel like they shouldn't be lasting any longer. It's strange to think, you know, places like Toys R Us have gone out, you know, Sears, and now we have GameStop. But, you know, in a way, it's almost kind of like in Circuit City, how they found some way to adapt. I hate seeing the brick and mortar stores go away, but the fact that brick and mortar stores now have to stay open by doing these nefarious deeds of just, you know, cutting out different editions, you know, cheaping out, lowballing people, you know, and removing, you know, physical magazines. Now, regarding the Game Informers, you know, I stopped getting these in the mail. And I think it was last year you still could get these in the mail, but for some reason they stopped sending them to me. I had to go to my local GameStops and say, hey, do you have any, you know, Game Informers? And they go, yeah, we do. You know, just tell us your pro membership, and we'll give one to you. All right, yeah, there you go. And I thought that was pretty cool. But now I'm seeing them in stores with price tags, with price tags that say like nearly $5.50, $6 for, you know, an issue like this, and that's kind of steep for print media, if I might add. And Game Informers, you know, they aren't really that great. I remember I didn't really care for them all that much. I remember I really wanted to be more of a Nintendo Power person, and I kind of loathed Game Informer magazines. Now, I have them kind of thrown all over the place in a storage area, but I have held on to them, and I'm glad I kind of got on a bit of a high last year. I started, you know, asking every month, hey, you know, do you guys got Game Informers? And they would just kind of give me piles of extra ones they had. But now, even the older ones, they decide to slap price stickers on them and say, hey, we're going to charge people money for this because we need to make as much money as possible in order for us to survive as a brick and mortar store. At this point, I don't really think they're much of a game store. I really don't like calling things like cons and stuff like that, but it's starting to feel like, you know, they're really just kind of sucking money out of you. And the best way to deal with that is speak with your money. I am not going to be renewing my GameStop Pro membership next year. In fact, there is a big new thing they added with this. Thankfully, I got lucky. I had a month before I was able to renew my membership. I grandfathered in, and they give you some cool benefits. I remember. And I remember the money, like the price went up. It was like $15 for Pro each year, and I think it's like 20 or something more. I'm sure there's tax in there too. But you know, you used to get points accumulated, and you could get like a free membership from GameStop, and you could get these points for free as well. Now, in order to get points, you have to have a membership. I don't remember when these expire. They might have some kind of grace period with it, but from what I understand now, the points expire. They used to never expire. Now they do, unless you keep paying for their membership. And that is just dirty and scummy, because the points don't even rack up all that much. The points are almost as bad as Best Buys. Now they're even worse. And it sucks because you can't stack them with, like, you get these free $5 rewards every month. And I'm going to get to that point really soon, but you could stack them with that, and usually the points you'd rack up was only like $5 amount or something like that. And I think I'm like really close to getting something like that, but I don't even get lucky with something like getting an extra additional $5. Recently, GameStop decided to make it so that way you can't use your $5 reward on digital currency. And I used to do, like, I used to, get different digital currencies. I was doing stuff for the 3DS and Wii U eShop before it was expiring because, digital stuff is, kind of expensive if you think about it. You don't really own it in a way to where, let's say your console dies someday and the servers are offline. You're not going to be able to re-download that stuff, unfortunately. And that's why, these companies, everything is against you. And in this case, GameStop is very much against you. So it's best to speak with your wallet, speak with your mind in that case. Don't give them any more money. And I'm not going to be giving them any more money when my membership expires next summer. I think I'm going to be just done with GameStop at that point, and that really stinks. Maybe even brick and mortar, video game stores in general, because I've been noticing there's been a lot of just scumminess in general, where they'll like there might be like a used, for example, let's say like an N64 game here, like Kirby 64, even though it's just a Japanese copy. You get this game for like $5, maybe $10. That's kind of steep. The Japanese version. You'll find these like random Etsy boxes. GameStop doesn't do this, but I just find this kind of scummy, to where it's almost like the same equivalence of like, no plastic wrap, selling the game in a new used state or whatever you want to call it. And they'll buy these boxes off of Etsy or wherever, or maybe you make them themselves, and they'll stick like these N64 boxes. That are supposed to look like maybe the same dimensions and stuff like that, and maybe the print quality looks decent. But I'll be honest, I don't give a crap about those boxes. All I care about is the stuff that is real, the real deal. I know there are people that get like little labels for their N64s and stuff, but I care about the stuff that is legit, the stuff that was made by the first party company. And these boxes, they'll try to add these on when really they're not even worth like $5, and they'll inflate the prices to like $60, $70, $80. Maybe they'll even include some kind of manual. That might be kind of cool if the manual is in there. That's actually kind of neat because there's stuff to read through. But it's still not official. And at that point, like, I don't know. It just feels like people are really trying to get money off of you in this day and age, and it sucks seeing, we're at the age to where physical games are dying even more. Physical media is dying even more. Everyone's freaking out, and GameStop, in a way, it's kind of a pillar in that case, but it's this ghost that's just existing that really shouldn't be. And I think it would have. I'm surprised it survived the pandemic, but the only reason it did was because the next generation of consoles came out, and then after that, then the Reddit stock issue happened, or I don't know if I want to call it an issue. Well, maybe it is, considering I'm saying that. I don't know. But to me, GameStop just has really been just upsetting me. From selling new used games, not allowing me to use my membership for $5 a month when I had renewed my membership in the summer, and then a couple months later. I think it was like this month, so actually like six-ish months later, they then said, "Oh, we've made some changes to a thing you've already bought. So now we're gonna, mess you over, and we're not gonna let you use it on digital currency anymore." I'm trying to stockpile for the PlayStation, Vita, PS3 inevitable closure, which I'm sure that'll be soon, because Nintendo shut the 3DS and Wii U down. Xbox is gonna be shutting their 360 down soon. So I guess watch out for that soon. And now you don't even get physical Game Informers. You still do get a digital version, I might add, but still adds into that whole physical digital kind of thing. And that does really just upset me, just how scummy GameStop has become. They raised their memberships, points are expiring, just all these different things added on. And what even is GameStop anymore? It just seems like there's just just Funko Pops plastered just everywhere in there, and they're just throwing all these just collectibles all over, and it just seems like it's a way to sell digital currency and gift cards and I don't know, crypto, NFT, all this kind of stuff. That and when, not just that, I remember there was a time in GameStop, oh my gosh, there was a time in GameStop where I was just trying to buy a PS4 game, and I had all my currency added up, I had my money ready in my hand, I had everything to go, I wasn't using a card, and this guy just buys this controller, this PS5 controller, and I have never had a longer checkout process before than GameStop. GameStop is just atrocious with this, where they'll throw so many different things in front of you to be able to try to make you buy like a protection plan or something, when it probably won't even matter in the long run. Or they'll try to make you buy their membership, or they'll make you maybe I don't know, donate to their something. I don't know if that's a charity, or they'll just find something else to tack on, and then they'll proceed to say, like they'll start, messing with the person in front of me. And there was only one guy in front of me. There was no one else in the store but me and this other guy and the cashier. And they just kept asking all these questions, and it took 30 minutes just to get through this. And not just that too, but the guy was like, oh, do you want to get like instead of this new controller, how about you get a used one? Because of course, that's where they make the money. And they talked this guy into doing that. And I understand these GameStop employees, they're just drilled in their head to be able to try to make them sell, used games and memberships and I don't know how many other things as well. But it's just really disappointing in this case. And all I wanted to do was just buy one stinking game that I was all ready to go. And when I got up to that cashier, he was slamming me with that protection policy and all these other things, even though I had my membership already renewed. I just said, no, I want to buy my game. And I got out of there within, less than, hopefully, 3 minutes. And then there's the real kicker there as well. The guy who, went through all that process trying to buy that controller with all those policies and all those things, he then forgot the controller, just left it on like the counter. And I was just like, oh, this is just atrocious. Not just that as well. I then came in there additional time, and there's a nice gentleman who was trying to get a PS5, and he was trying to get like a hard drive, add on to it for space. And he was just on the phone trying to talk to his buddy to get like a hard drive or something, and took just as long, if not longer. And I just booked it out there because if there's even one person in line in GameStop, I am not going to check out. In fact, I don't know if I'm even able to go. Yeah, I can't even talk anymore. I'm just so disappointed with GameStop. And once that time comes in about 6 months, when I'm just gonna get out of there, that is it for me. That is it for me. They have really disappointed me over the years. It used to be a good store. I will say, they used to be a good store, in like the early 2010s. There were some good employees, but now it just seems like GameStop's policies have really seeped into that as well and ruined a lot of the people. And then they've left, and a lot of the people I used to talk to, I'd come in after like, classes or something. They're gone now, and it just doesn't feel the same. It's just, I don't know. But anyways, then, with that being said, I think also as well, I think I found a proper way to end my videos. This might be a little unexpected for you. Probably shouldn't have said that because it's like, I don't know, going to be kind of random. But let me know what you think about GameStop down below in the comments. Have they disappointed you? Do you even like, what is there to like about GameStop still? Is there even anything to like about GameStop? I really would like to hear good, bad, anything whatsoever. And with that being said then, I got to go take a shit.